welcome on my channel. If you're back here again, yay, how cool that you're watching one of my videos again. And if you're new, hi, my name is Irene. I really like to build houses, parks, actually everything in The Sims 4, and I truly enjoy to make speed build videos out of them. And out of that, so yeah, here I am again, and today I am building my Majestic Victorian Manor. Yeah, it's majestic because it's so big, and I never built a Victorian house on my channel before, so I thought it's about time because they're so freaking cool, I think. I really love the style, and yeah, I thought it was about time. And my plan was to build a very big house. And my plan was actually also to put this video up next week. But yeah, it happened again. I was on Pinterest yesterday to gather information, not gather information, gather inspiration for building this. And then I came across some amazing houses. And then I just couldn't resist to start building immediately. And I built the whole evening, the whole night. Then I edited it. And now this is the end result. And the houses that I actually found, yeah, at first I found there are a lot of Victorian houses on Pinterest, and they're very pretty, but a lot of them are a little bit small. They're not small, they're cool, but yeah, I had a very big Victorian house in my mind, and at first I couldn't find it. Then I went further and further into Pinterest, and then I came across a house. Oh man, I will put the picture in the description box, of course. It's called Aladdin's Castle. It's from 1881, so it is before the Aladdin Disney movie. I'm not sure if the whole story was written even before that. I don't know anything about that, but I thought it was cool. It's called Aladdin's Castle, and yeah, it's actually in a whole community that's called Elbron, and Elbron is a community that is built by the architect L.B. Brown, and he made Elbron with his name of it. And yeah, it was actually a community, or more a holiday thing, with very big Victorian houses for the very rich people in the time to go to on their holiday. And I found a couple of houses there. Aladdin's Castle was for me the most amazing one. But I found another one that I really liked as well. It had rounded windows, and I really wanted to use round windows in this build. So I actually combined the two, and I made this build out of it. And yeah, the whole round windows thing, you will see that later, and maybe you already saw it in the intro, in the cinematic intro. But the reason that I wanted to use these windows was actually that I saw them in another video. Because they're actually not windows, they're wall dividers. Not wall dividers, room dividers. From the Dine Out pack. And I saw on the channel that's called Three Sisters Gaming. And guys, if you're listening to this, or girls, if you're listening to this, I got so inspired by building this. It's a very cool channel. There are three sisters and they make some very cool builds in The Sims 4. But they actually made the house, not a house, I think it was a bathroom. Yeah, it was a bathroom in Solani. And I used the divider with a gap in it, with a round thing in it, to create a round window. And I thought it was so cool and I really wanted to use it. So thank you girls so much for that idea. And yeah, it is a Victorian house, a little bit of history. The Victorian age was from 1837 until 1901. And of course I had to write that down because my memory is so bad according to things like that. But Queen Victoria was, the Queen of England in that time. So that's why it's called the Victorian age. And yeah, there were some very great epic houses. And I cannot believe that I've never built a Victorian build on this channel so far. So I'm very happy that it's happening right now. But yeah, first of all, I had to tell you something, because this video or this build will be in two parts. But there are actually two reasons for that. Of course, the obvious reason is that this video, this house turned out even bigger than I've planned at first. And when I realized just how much space there will be in the interior, I realized that the interior part would even take me more time to build than the exterior part. So I think about where I am right now in the building process. I thought, this is going to be in 2 parts. I really don't like to put my videos in 2 parts, but sometimes, they really are going to be too long. And I actually had another reason for it this time. Because in the whole process of building this, I had the white color that the house will have in the end of this video in my mind already. There are a lot of very cool Victorian houses with very bright orange or blues or purples, and they're very, very, very cool. I think they're very fitting for the world from Strangerville, for example. But I wanted to go with a very white classic color because there's already so much going on in this build. It is so big, and I thought when I was going to put a lot of colors in it, it would be way too strange, way too out there. So I choose for the white color. But at a certain point, and especially when I made the landscaping of this build, I just couldn't choose between 2 styles for the interior. So my plan was to ask you guys to make the decision for me. At first I wanted to go for a very, very classic, elegant, rich interior. That Sims are still living here and make it very, very wealthy and very rich. But later on with the landscaping, I am going to put a lot of trees in it that made the build look like it was in a swamp or something. So then I thought about the spooky thing. Oh, just a little side note. Here are the round things that I was talking about that the channel The Skull Tree Sisters Gaming was using. It's so clever. You just put these things at your walls, and then you put a window behind them. And I think it's such a cool method, and I think it really fits the build well because, as I was mentioning, this build is going to be white, and I am using the white paneling on that part of this house. And I think it really blends well in together. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about that. But let's go to the whole style thing that I was talking about. Because the landscaping is a little bit swamp thing like. Not swamp thing, that's a monster, but swamp like. My mind was going to a spooky, abandoned interior as well. And I really couldn't make the choice between them. So please let me know, what would you like more? A spooky interior with a lot of spider webs? I still can make it classy, I think, even when it's a spooky interior. But I could go for the whole spooky thing, or I could go for a very elegant and rich style. So please let me know in the comments down below. And then later on next weekend I will see which comments, which style you guys prefer, and then I will make the interior of this house in that style. And I use a lot of different windows in this build. As you can see right now, I'm just placing the windows in, and you could just saw me do it, and you could saw me do it before in this video. I used the new windows from the Mosquito pack. And at the beginning of this build, I had no idea that I was going to use these windows in this build, because they're actually factory windows, they're industrial windows. So they're totally not Victorian, right? But with the different swatches and the white swatch that was on it, the white color, I really think it fits well in this house, especially with the other windows that I've used. And I was so excited about that, because that means you can really use that item in a lot of different builds. So I was so happy with that. And when I saw that it was fitting for this build, I actually used these windows a lot later on. But I thought, and I actually overlapped the windows with each other, because otherwise they wouldn't fit on the front of the house, as you can see. And I think, yeah, it's a little bit glitchy, that you can see in the cinematic intro at the beginning of this video. But yeah, otherwise when you're playing in this house, it didn't stick out that much in my opinion, so I think it's okay. And there's actually another item that I've used in this build that I would never expect to use in this build. These are actually things from the island living pack. And I really don't know what they're called, but you can put them on the top of your roof. And they're very cool for beach huts. But there are actually some black swatches and white swatches as well. There's a black swatch and a white swatch, not different ones. And yeah, the black ones that I've used had a wood tone in it and a little touch of blue, I think. And I really thought it fitted well with its style. So yeah, I thought it was so cool that you can use so many different packs for different builds if you use them in your own way, in your own style. And you could just saw me create a pond at the front of this build. I lowered the pond a little bit down and later on I smoothed the edges. And after that, yeah, I'm placing in the brown paint surrounding this pond. And in that way I could really, I really think you can make this pond look more realistic. And actually, I had a little bit of a struggle with this part, and normally I cut things like this out of the video. But yeah, I really wanted you guys to see it because I had a couple of glitches lately, and one of them is actually fixed now after the patch that came with the Mosquito pack. I had the thing that every time when I was exiting the game and then entering the lot again, that all the terrain paint was gone. But actually that didn't happen to me again since the latest patch, so I'm very happy with that. But this was so strange. I used a method with lowering a floor down to create a bridge, and every time when I was zooming in on it, the thing just disappeared, as you can see right here. And yeah, I was so annoyed by it. Oh, these are the things that I was talking about from the Island Living pack that I thought that were so cool to use on this build. So yeah, just a little side note. But yeah, the bridge, it was so annoying and I didn't know what was happening with it. And yeah, I kept a small part of the whole process in, but after, so much struggles with the thing, I just was done with it. So I removed the whole thing and I placed bridges in from the debug items. These are the hidden objects. I talked about them a couple of times. And yeah, you can see them on the right of your screen already. I will put them in right now. I size them down a little bit and later on I size them up a little bit and later on I place them in, as you can see right here. And I actually was very happy with the look of it. But yeah, it has a little bit of a downside because your Sims cannot walk over them because they're debug items and your Sims cannot use the debug items. So your Sims cannot enter this house via these bridges. But that's why I made a small stair on the right of this build. And later on I will put a fence all around this build with a gate in it, so your Sims can still enter this house at the front, but they just cannot walk over these bridges. And as you can see, I'm working on the landscaping right now, and yeah, I really wanted to go with a swamp feel that I was already talking about. And these trees that I've used are actually, they're all from the debug menu. They're all debug items and they're all trees that the game has in this such a strange sentence, but that the game already has surrounding this lot, in the world surrounding this lot. And especially these very narrow trees, I really love them. I think they're so fitting for the style that I wanted to go for. And actually I didn't even talk about the world where I'm building in right now. This is actually Willow Creek. It's the first world that came with the game. It's just a base game world. And I didn't build in this world for such a long time. So I thought, it was about time to building in this world again. And yeah, I think the colors over here are so bright and so pretty. Yeah, I was really happy with building in this world again. And I thought the whole surroundings were very fitting for a Victorian mansion, or Victorian manor, I'm sorry. So that's why I went with this world. And yeah, you can see me placing in the fence right now. I used a lot of items from the vampire pack actually. The vampire pack is great when you want to build a very big Victorian build, and these fences are from them as well. But I actually used a lot of items. The pillars and everything are from the Strangerville pack. And there are some windows from the Strangerville pack as well. Oh, and these things, I really wanted to mention these things. I think they are great, these roots. They're a debug item too. They're from the vampire pack too. And I think they're so well made. Yeah, I really love them. I use them in some of my tropical builds as well. But I thought with the whole swamp, it was fitting to use them over here too. Yeah, and I think we're almost at the end of this video. Only 3 minutes to go. Of course, we have some screenshots at the end of this video. But of course, only from the exterior right now. So yeah, yet again, which way do I have to go? Do I have to go to the whole spooky, abandoned vibe or the elegant and luxurious vibe? Please let me know. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I really hope you will have a great day today. I actually have a very nice evening planned. It's a Friday now. It's almost Friday night. And yeah, Friday nights I'm a bartender, so normally I have to have to work all night. But tonight I have a night off, yay! So I'm going to get a whole array of nice food and I'm going to chill out all night and going to build something new for next week. So I'm really looking forward to that. Another thing, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you do. If you want to gather some inspiration for your own builds or you just like to see speed build videos on YouTube, I think this is the place for you. So yeah, I would really appreciate that. So yeah, as I was mentioning, I hope you have a great day today. I hope to talk to you very soon, maybe in one of my next videos. And yeah, goodbye.